If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you guys are in the right place. My name is Mr. Derek Forston, beautiful.
And I'm Shanya Shea Forston.
And welcome to the live broadcast, Don't Wait to Be Great, where I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston. And she just said her name's Shay.
Right.
So watch this. If you love God and love people, you're in the right place, because tonight we're going to be talking about how do you build a waiting list or not?
Right.
So I saw a question that somebody posted today in the ILF Academy, and seemingly looked like it almost started a fight. So I had to jump in the middle of it, and I want to talk about that tonight. Some of y'all don't even know us, and that's pretty cool too. But I'm Derek. I'm your new big brother.
And the owners of the Facebook group.
And the owners of that Facebook group that you guys are in. And we teach independent living facilities, which is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So let's get that clear first. These are not group homes. They're not IDDs, and they're not ALFs. So we will be discussing tonight how to build a waiting list, or in my opinion, is there a such thing as a waiting list? Because the way I view it, it's kind of a waiting list and it's kind of not. So Shay, do you want to hop in first on any angle?
I'll just say this. There's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of false information, inaccurate or incorrect information that's being put out in the ILF Academy. And like you said, it started darn near an argument to where I literally put somebody out of the ILF Academy for the way they were treating someone else. But there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, right? Everybody's way is a little different, but we tell you if you're going to do it the right way, which is be cautious, be forward marketing. So making sure that your marketing, you can do both simultaneously, but at the same time, what you don't want to do if you do not have a nest egg to kind of help keep you afloat, and you end up with that house faster than you expected, and that phone is not ringing, you're in for a very rude awakening. Nothing's worse than having an ILF and a house that you're paying about anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month to manage with nobody in it. And if you haven't saved up and you haven't, again, and your phone is not ringing, that's a problem for you, the individual. So as you all know, this is a business, right? This is not a hobby. This is not something that we're just doing for kicks and giggles. We're literally taking people from homeless to hopeful, utilizing this model. And if you want to do things, do it right. Be cautious about how you run your business and make sure that that the dollars make sense, and that you're really looking at the bottom line to make sure that you're doing things well in order, in decency and in order.
So for new people, just to give a brief intro, guys, ILFs are just simply an environment where adults can live and thrive. They're not group homes, so it don't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. That's the beauty of this, right?
Yeah.
But on the side of, like, once you get into this, and I like to even say before you get into this, we believe in building relationships.
You have to.
So instead of using the phrase, how do I build a waiting list? I want all of y'all to change that. And how do I build relationships?
I love that.
Because without relationships, this don't work. It's two things in this business that if you don't have it, it ain't gonna work.
You can forget
if God ain't in it, it ain't gonna work long term. I can see people getting this and God ain't in it, and it works for a while, but the longevity of it, no. And the second part, again, is kind of what tonight's topic is. And I want to change. How do I build my waiting list into how do I build relationships?
Yeah.
Again, today I saw 5 people individually post, got my first house. What do I do now? Crazy. And we talked about that Monday night. That's not how you do this. And on the other side of it, in my mind, there is no such thing as a waiting list. We serve a population of people that when they call your phone, they need the housing right now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have it, they're going to call the next person. That's the reason why we came up with that whole HRA, the housing referral agent. And I'll talk about that in a second because I don't want you to get lost. But one more time, in terms of the way I view it, there is no waiting list.
Correct.
When Tyrone call your phone because he cold outside and homeless, he ain't waiting on you talking about you going to have a place in 3 weeks. But the way I view it, if we're always building relationships, if we're always meeting social workers, case managers, social service providers, the Goodwill, the Salvation Army, if I'm on the board of my homeless shelter, all the things that we tell you guys to be a part of, if I'm doing that continuously, my phone's ringing every day. So essentially, I have a waiting list all the time. But the notion of what y'all be saying about, I'm going to build a waiting list. People are not just sitting there waiting on y'all because they need the housing right now. So
I want to add this. You're not just going to, you want to also build relationships with other ILF owners or housing providers, because that's where you can start generating that income to help build your business and the house itself. So that's what Derek was talking about, the housing referral agency that we'll get into. But that's what you're going to do. Building relationships doesn't only mean the people that are going to be referring into you. You also build the relationships with people that you can refer into while you're waiting for your house, or while you're in that process of trying to allocate a house to do your ILF in. And for those of you that don't know, we are the trademark owners of the education behind the independent living facility model. Okay, you can look us up on the USPTO. So that's why this is where we get the knowledge from, because it's something that we built and branded.
Because we also messed it up so bad in the beginning until we got it the right way. That's actually why we're really good at this, is because we've been through the ups and the downs and the bumps and the bruises. I've been on the Channel 8 news the wrong way. Why you think some of those posts that I've been putting out lately says don't end up on the Channel 8 news the wrong way?
Yeah.
Guys, I've been on both sides. I've been on the side now today where they're celebrating us of the great work that we're doing in the community. But have I been on there also when they're talking about, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Right? And I'll pretend you just got in. The way I think of it, there is no such thing as a waiting list. But if we're always building relationships, if we're always doing the outreach and the reach out, guys, one of our biggest secrets is that I show up everywhere with coffee and donuts to hospitals, social service agencies, and nobody turns down coffee and donuts.
Or even
so when my assistant caller says, good morning, may I speak to the director of social work? Good morning, Miss Pam. How you doing today? Great. I would love to know if Tuesday at 10 o'clock is a good day for Mr. Derek and Miss Shay to stop by with coffee and donuts to talk to you about their program and how y'all can work together to end homelessness. We'll send coffee and donuts before Derek and Shay arrive. Y'all go ahead and enjoy it, and I'll make sure that Mr. Derek is there by 10.
Yeah.
That still gets me into every hospital in my city. So the lady that said that she's taking notes, ma'am, take that. I'll teach that. We show up nowhere empty-handed, because watch this. Everybody in your city trying to do this. And everybody shows them saying, me.
Oh, gimme.
I got a client. I got a house.
Gimme. It's the gimmes.
But nobody calls and says, you know what, man, thank y'all for the great work that y'all do here. Coffee and donuts on me today. And I've attached my business card and flyer to the donut box. If you happen to need housing, give us a call.
Yeah.
That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe in, because we market so much, and we use this thing called Lyft. If you're taking notes today, Lyft for us stands for LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads.
Yep.
That's 5 different places, especially if you're using Digital Flow Solutions, which is the software system we use to get this all out.
Correct.
90% of every client that move in my place come from Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, or LinkedIn. Because just like most of y'all found me running my big mouth talking about this, no different from these social workers and case managers that are looking for what we do. Yeah. We advertise this on social media like crazy. But like I tell all y'all, my favorite one is the in-person meetings.
It makes more sense.
Where I can shake their hand, Shay.
Yeah.
Right? And then nowadays, for some of y'all that has got these 9-to-5 jobs and you really can't do it in person, what about a Zoom meeting? Or that thing called Team Meet, Google Meet? They got a bunch of stuff now of how we can jump on the screen together.
Yeah.
I gave somebody the advice, Miss Keller. I said, sis, what about doing a presentation where it's just more than one social worker? We call that one-to-many. She's like, oh my God, I never thought of that. So that way you can say, Mr. Social Worker, we're having a meeting on Tuesday at 10 o'clock on the Zoom. There'll be other social workers on that meeting as well.
Correct.
And I just want to take 5 minutes of y'all time to talk about how we can work together to end homelessness.
Yeah.
And that's how, guys, I build a waiting list of always doing that. Now, let me answer the second question that all of y'all thinking. Well, Derek, if I do that, what happens when my phone rings? That lets me know that you new to me and you don't know that we got a program called the HRA that allows you to do exactly what I'm telling you, but because you don't have a house yet, you can refer to somebody else that already has the real estate. It's called the HRA, the Housing Referral Agent.
Correct.
And as I'm at 712, Jermaine, I'm doing good, I think. But watch this. If y'all text HRA to this phone number right here, it'll give you my I think it's 11 minutes now because my team trimmed it.
Yeah.
I got an 11-minute webinar that'll change your life.
And it's complimentary.
Because 90% of y'all started just like me years ago. Can't really go buy a house today. Can't rent one or lease one yet.
Right.
But what if I taught you how to answer that phone, do a short assessment, and then refer to somebody else? And then when that person, Tyrone, move in, you just made a referral fee.
Yeah.
Now, years ago when you met me and Shay, you had to have a house to make this work.
Yeah.
Today, you don't. You need relationship, which is the first thing I opened up with. You don't need a house so fast. You need relationships to be able to fill that house.
Can I want to piggyback to what you just said. And the reason why we say you don't need a house so fast is because what a lot of people don't realize, like there was a prime example of it right here in the ILF Academy. Someone got a house and they quickly had to get rid of the house, or they're being kicked out. I don't know what the circumstances are behind it. They didn't go into detail or share much information, but this is what ends up happening. A lot of people get the wrong information, or they don't get any information and they go out and wing it. And they're not really used to or know how to operate these independent living facilities or these independent living homes. And it makes it difficult for them to stay open, right? So the HRA is the opportunity for you to kind of understand what it looks like to do an assessment, what it looks like to have those calls come in, for you to set up processes before you get the house, or while you're in the process of trying to obtain the house, to build your processes, right? What does an assessment look like for you? Or what is your intake process? What does that phone call sound like? Are you saying the right things? Or are you scaring the heck out of people by saying the wrong things? Right. People don't realize that a lot of times you go into places and you just start running your mouth and you don't know what you're saying. And 9 times out of 10, I can guarantee you a case manager or social worker is looking you dead in the face and saying, we are not going to refer to this person. Yeah. We're just not going to do it. We've been in the rooms. We've heard the conversations. Case managers have talked to us. And like today, I had two case managers come to my house. And I did, and this is something that I don't normally do, but this is not a new relationship, but new case managers from an organization that I usually work with. But their team kind of got revamped. So they came out to do an open house, a tour of my ILF. And also while doing the tour, they brought a lady for me to assess. So I did the assessment right there. The case manager said, well, we're going to go sit outside on your beautiful porch. And one of them smokes. So she was like, I'm going to go can I go to the smoking section? I was like, absolutely. And I'll leave you to do your assessment. What most people don't realize, Derek, is that there is a process behind that. I didn't just have a conversation with this lady. I had a conversation with a case manager first. The case manager is still going to have to give me a follow-up because there's things that they did not have that's on paper. I got documents that I have to sign in order to get this lady's complete file, because she's been at this place for over 8 months. So I want to know the why. And a lot of people don't even know to go that deep into the process. And then they're opening their doors and shutting the doors because they're running into all of these issues and problems. So that's why the HRA is so imperative, because you get the opportunity to start creating your processes. Listen, if you're taking this as a hobby or just a quick way to make money, don't do it. Don't do it, because you're dealing with people that's really in vulnerable places, in vulnerable positions in life. And then you're just going to set them up to be placed back in a more vulnerable position, right? For those that are getting houses and literally not understanding the process, not knowing what to do. We don't just put people in rooms together. That's not how this goes. There is a process that is done to help you make the right decision on who you're bringing into your house and who you're going to room them with if you're doing shared rooms. So it's a lot of things that go into that. And again, the HRA, Derek, to me is the basics. It's the foundational aspect. One, to make sure that your phone is ringing. Your phone can ring and you can have terrible leads. You may be the person, because you're the new kid on the block, we're going to give you all of the dumps. We're going to give you every last resident or client that we can't place with nobody that has a really good ILF or housing program. So we're going to send you anybody. Yep. And a lot of people don't even realize that that is a thing that happens on a regular basis.
Because you're not the only one doing this, y'all. So what Shay is saying is literally, she just said, but I'll repeat it. when you're new at this, they're not going to send you the best of the best all the time.
They're not.
They're going to lean on the people that were already there, unless you stick out so much. Like the lady told Shayla, she says, "Oh my God, y'all need to get more of these in Sanford, Florida."
Yep. She's like, "Can you please?"
She said, if it looks like this, we'll only send our people to you. So have y'all heard me use that term? How do you become the preferred vendor? It ain't you filling some form out. It ain't you taking no class. Tell the people how you became the preferred vendor.
Yeah.
You stuck out like a sore thumb that got hit by a hammer. You ever been watching cartoons and that character hit their thumb with the hammer and it started doing this, pulsating? That's how you stand out when you do it the right way. Because watch this. So many people do this the wrong way. Yeah. God, that's why we got good at this. The lady in my city, when I first started this, she was making $41,000 a month housing people in rats and roaches.
Right.
And I simply just said, why not me? But do it the right way. I was like, oh my God, this girl made 41 grand housing people in roaches and in rats. And because I knew y'all weren't going to believe me, I took pictures of it. So that's the way I usually open up every presentation. But I wanted to get straight to this topic of everybody saying, well, how do I build a waiting list? Well, we just talked about it. And again, if you like to change and use my verbiage, we're not building a waiting list. We're building relationships.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to get so many phone calls to where you can't handle it. And if you're new to me, and if you've never heard me talk about that HRA, God bless you. Because that's the thing that gets you started now. You guys can start the HRA tonight and make a referral to me tomorrow. I'll Zelle you so fast it'll scare you. You'll be like, oh my God, that guy really sent me that money. Yes, because you sent me Mr. Jerome when I didn't know Jerome. Jerome called your phone line. And if you watch my free webinar for 14 minutes, probably 11 minutes now, because they trimmed it to cut out that music in the beginning, 11 minutes will change your life and get you started today. So one more time, real slowly before we take a commercial break, text HRA to 407-326-0086. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you'll get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
All right, we're back.
All right, we are back.
Right. There's times that people call me, and because they have a client that's in a substance abuse program, they're in a 30 or a 60-day program, that they will ask me to put them on a waiting list because I am that substance abuse center's preferred vendor. So it's a difference when you are an established and preferred vendor to other organizations to where you do or you possibly may have a wait list. And what that looks like, and not to confuse everybody, but this is for an established ILF owner or housing provider that has very strong ties in the community, has very deep running relationships with organizations, and they technically don't want to release anybody to anyone else. That we've seen times where hospitals will hold somebody for 48 hours because we're, doing a room revamp, or we're doing certain things, or I know I have move outs. Like prime example, the lady that came today, I knew I had 2 move outs, and those were 2 private rooms that I knew were coming were going to be move outs. And this organization said, well, we can hold her at our facility for up to another 90 days until you have a spot already.
Is ready to move her in.
So that's a waiting list.
I like to put you in it when we're making an example. Forget Shay. 90 days until Jermaine says we got another bed available, because you're that popular, sir. Back to that term again, preferred vendor.
Correct.
So I'm done. And believe it or not, guys, I'm going to pray you guys out of here and get y'all out of here. So I pray God's best on your life and your business. And I want all of y'all to visit ForstonConsultants.com. Don't you buy nothing from me before praying and talking to God, your family, and watching that webinar. Do not. I am not desperate for you to buy my stuff. Talk to God first. Somebody just did it. I put it up on my screen. Talk to your family and watch the webinar. And if you're real smart, you get in that $5 group and watch the masterclass. That's for hours, because it'll answer probably 96% of every question you have. Other than that, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. And it's 8 o'clock on the dot, so watch this. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. Thank you for the ability to give what you just gave Shay and I. Yes, Father God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this information back to their remembrance, and God, let it stick. Yes. And most importantly, God, give them the mind of Christ and an able body to do so. And God, let no devil in hell stop them from what you already put in their heart. Not their community, not a family member, not a hater, God, not even a city official. Because God, you said when we do unto the poor and the needy, it's like doing it unto you. Yeah. You said that when we help the least of thee, the marginalized, the homeless, God, you said it's like it's doing you a favor. So God, when you open up every avenue for these people, because God, you know favoritism over people. You love that lady that was housing people in roaches, just like you love us and these folks. But God, we're going to do it the right way. Yes. And we'll be ever so careful to give you all the glory and you all the praise. In fact, God, we take no credit. God, we decrease so that you can increase inside of us. So God, we call it so today that this thing will work. This thing will work, and nobody in their city will stop it. These people will be known for affordable housing through the independent living facility model. And God, one more time, we'll stand on the soapbox and give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And one more time, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly. God, that means he can blow the socks off of your feet in terms of what you even thinking, abundantly above all you can think, according to God's power that worketh in you and in your family. Amen. Amen. Jesus' name. Amen. All right, we are out of here. Shay, I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
Oh, my bad.
And we out of here, y'all.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0.